Alright, so most often when people come across with me and my brother when we're hanging out together, they always tend to ask us if we always switch classes or whether or not we can read each other's minds and things like that. And I'm sure many of you in here have done that when you've met a twin. So I'm just going to go ahead and talk about what it's like to be a twin, just things about how you always have someone to do things with, connect, you build a special bond that you really won't see with anyone else, and just how you live a very competitive life with each other. So to start off, I know a lot of us when we want to hang out, we don't really usually like being alone and we want to be with someone. So we would always want to be with a friend, but friends aren't always there because they always have things to do. Same with a twin, but you can always rely on him because you are living with him, so you can always ask him to do something with you because you both have the same interests, same things in common, things like that. And then you're never truly alone because, again, you're both the same age and you just always have something to do. And then it's always easy to agree on things just because of the fact that since we grew around each other, we saw the same things, we have the same interests and things like that. And then usually every picture that I have, he's usually in the background somewhere. So. And then, so you end up building a special bond with each other. So you get to know each other a lot more closer than like if you have a brother or sister, because you do build a bond, but since you grow up, go to the same school, experience the same things, have the same birthday, things like that, you just always do things together. So you get to know each other on a whole nother level. So you feel comfortable speaking with them just because it feels that you're talking to yourself, just because you both look so similar, things like that. So with me and my brother, we really have no limits on what we tell each other. And then we have the same sort of humor. We have many things in common. We watch the same stuff online, like YouTube, things like that. We both enjoy the same sports. We do have our own separate teams and things like that, but we always come together. And then since we always are being compared together, we always try to outdo each other, trying to be a little more competitive than the other. That way we're not in each other's shadows. So whether it's if we're playing sports, hanging out with friends, things like that, trying to see who's the funniest, we always see who does better than the other. Because when people meet us, we don't want to be compared to the other one. Because a lot of times we do get confused and they would call me by his name or him by my name, which we don't like because, I mean, I'm not him. So, being a twin is just really unique just because, like, you never really thought you would be born knowing that you would have someone besides you that just looks like you. You can share moments, things like that. And it's also just a special type of relationship. And then, even though we do look alike, we do have many things that aren't the same. For the most part, when we were young, our parents would like to dress us up together, make us look the same. I still know there's twins today that do it, but for me and him, we decided to grow out of that phase. But sometimes he does go ahead and grab like a shirt from my closet, and I grab some of his clothes. So the good thing is we don't have the exact same thing, but we do have the same sort of style, so we do steal clothes from each other. And then one thing is the bond between twins is a unique one, mainly because most of us grow up not knowing being born together and sharing the same milestones throughout life is not something most people who are just a single sibling or just have multiple siblings can understand, because you don't really have someone to connect with all the time. Because you can have a brother or sister who's a year younger than you, a couple months younger than you, but there's still a barrier between like things you can do, because you'll grow into other interests that they will have that you won't have because you would already have grown out of that phase, and they're still learning and growing. Although with me and him, it's just something that we always see. I mean, usually too when we're separated, it's not too big of a deal, but you notice it because like you're usually with your brother or twin sister, no matter what. So I go here, and then he goes to ASU, but we always end up sharing like things that we did in school and things like that at the end of the day. It's also good because, I mean, I know you don't always want to be spending time with someone, so when you just want that moment to be alone, it's fine because you can still, whenever you want to talk, I mean, we both have separate rooms. We did used to live in the same room and things like that, but not no more, so it's very special being a twin, so that's all I have to say. Thank you.